Hello, busy dads and busy people everywhere. In this brief video, I wanted to share some thoughts with you about how to mentally adjust after a disappointing workout. If you've been a practitioner of the Busy Dad program for any length of time, you will have had workouts where you set yourself a goal, you get very amped up, and the workout doesn't go to plan. As someone who has been doing the program week in, week out for 3.5 years, I've had more of those workouts than I can count. And over the years, I've learnt some coping mechanisms, psychologically speaking, that have helped me absorb the disappointment without letting that disappointment spill over into my life. And I wanted to share some of those with you. The Busy Dad program is all about leveraging physical training to become a better, happier, kinder person. And so the last thing that we want is for a bad session to spill over into our mood and to affect our dealings with the people around us that we love. And I'm not proud to say that there have been days when I have betrayed the spirit of the Busy Dad program by allowing a bad workout to leave me dejected, leave me moody, leave me not the father or husband or friend that I can be and should be. And it's so important that we don't let that happen. You do not want to be the kind of person where people say, if he's had a bad workout, steer clear of him. Daddy's in a bad mood, his training didn't go well. That's the last thing in the world that we want. And so the question is how to avoid allowing a bad training session to affect our mood in a significant way where there are behavioral implications of that. And so I want to share with you all a kind of thought process that I find myself going through in the 5 or 10 minutes after a very disappointing workout. This is a thought process that's done by the time I'm out of the shower, and I find it really helps me to reset. So the first thought that I rehearsed to myself is very much the one that I just shared with you. I remind myself that it would be a betrayal of the Busy Dad program. It would be contrary to the spirit of my burpee training practice if I allowed this workout to get me down and to bring out the worst in me. And so I resolve not to let that happen. I give myself a mission to bring my mood round. The first step I then take is to remind myself of all the ways in which today's workout was valuable. First of all, we've talked about the importance of consistency, and the fact is, if you turned up to a workout, even if it was a crap workout, you honoured your commitment to be consistent, and that is a basis for you to be proud of yourself. So the first thing I say to myself is, hey, you showed up, you put in the work, it didn't go to plan, it was disappointing. It might be the 3rd or 4th or 5th disappointing session in a row, but you showed up. You can take stock in that. The next thing I remind myself is that even though this workout didn't go well, for every single well-executed rep, I was deepening my body's knowledge of these movements. I was improving my neuromuscular conditioning. I was deepening my physiological grasp of how to do these movements, and in so doing, I was getting deeper into my burpee practice. I was nourishing my burpee practice with this workout, even though the number didn't look like it should have done. I also remind myself that even though I failed, there are all kinds of psychological lessons waiting for me in that workout. Now I know what it feels like to get to 13 minutes and not be able to face the 8 reps that I need to do before minute 14 comes back in. And the next time I'm at minute 13, there might be something that I can do because of what I went through today. Now I know what it feels like to get to a 2-minute last minute sprint zone and to look at my watch 30 seconds in and lose all momentum. And that might help. There are all kinds of lessons waiting for me, and the great thing is I don't need to sit for very long and pause over them and endlessly analyze the workout. Those lessons will sink in, and they'll show up for me the next time I'm in a similar situation. So I remind myself of all of the ways that the workout was valuable. And then I remind myself that as a practitioner of the Busy Dad program, I need to be forward looking, and that means I can think about things that I can do differently today so that the next workout has a better chance of succeeding. Maybe my diet was off. Maybe I didn't drink enough water before I went into the session. Maybe I trained too deep into my fast. I think up 2 or 3 small actionable changes that I want to make today in the spirit of improving tomorrow's workout. And with all of those thoughts in place, I then make a resolution to turn my attention away from burpees entirely. To pour my attention into my work, into my daughter, into whatever it might be. And I do that because, first of all, I remind myself that as a burpee practitioner, the best way that I can rest and recover before a session is not to dwell, but to rest psychologically. And I also remind myself that I want to wear my identity as a person who trains. I want to wear that identity lightly. I don't want to walk around the world irritated, muttering to myself because my session didn't go well. Okay. I do my work so that I can turn away from my work, back into my life with renewed vigour and energy. And so I resolve to do exactly that. By the time I'm out of the shower, I know what I have to do to make sure that the next session goes better. I know all the ways in which this session was valuable, and I'm resolved to turn my attention away from burpees towards other things. And what I find is that when that is my mindset, I jump into my day, often with more discipline than I might have had if I'd had a good session. I make a point of treating those around me with extra kindness. And gradually, a sense of self-respect, a sense of victory begins to build. And it's a different feeling to the feeling I get after a session that went really well. But it's a very valuable feeling too, and it's a feeling that is part of the joy of the Busy Dad program, no less than the sweet feeling of a triumph. I've talked to you before about the importance of learning to love every stage of this process, learning to love the plateaus, learning to love the disappointments. It is all part of our burpee training practice, and we are unbelievably lucky that we can build this practice into our lives because it is a source of real meaning, real lessons. All right, my friend, that was a thought I wanted to share with you all. I will see you all again very, very soon.